Hey, how's it going? I'm back in a video, and today I'm going to be talking about how the Dallas Mavericks could potentially be the next super team. So now if you are new to this channel, you should know that this is a series that I do for almost every team in the NBA, or at least the most interesting teams in my opinion, going into the next season. So I go over some of the teams that, although they might not be what everyone sees as crazy contenders or crazy super teams, I go into how in the future they could be a very, very good team, and even going into the next season, how they could surprise a lot of people. So it's not that I think the Dallas Mavericks are literally going to be a super team, because I don't think they're going to be, but I do think they have potential to be very, very good going into next season. So yeah, I do have some reasons in this video that support this statement, so if you are interested in that, stay around for the entire video. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe button, that would mean the absolute world to me. But without further ado, without rambling on too much, just get right into this video. Okay, so the first reason for this video is going to be that they have Luka Doncic. Now, if you haven't heard of Luka Doncic, he's kind of good at basketball. He's all right, I guess. But I mean, Luka Doncic, he is just one of those players that comes around once in a lifetime, and is one of those players that legitimately just having him on your team, it makes you an instant, at least playoff contender every single year. You could have a team full of scrubs, you put Luka Doncic on that team, and then boom, your team can legitimately go from not even making the playoffs to being a dark horse contender just by adding that one guy to your team. He is extremely good. Every year he's been in the league, he has got vastly better and has just vastly improved in many ways. From when he joined the league, he gets stronger, he gets bigger, he can shoot better, his shot gets more consistent. Really, the only thing he doesn't do elite is free throw shooting, which, and honestly, is probably just in his head, but that's the only thing he doesn't do at an elite level. He can pass elite level, he doesn't play defense elitely, but he isn't bad either defensively, he's just kind of slow. But I mean, he's a very smart player, can shoot the hell out of the ball, can score better than almost anyone in the league. He's extremely smart, like I said earlier, and he's just very good at getting his teammates involved, and is just a super mega star in the making, and he is only in year 4. He's only going to keep getting better. And so the first reason is just Luka Doncic. I mean, any team with that guy on it is an instant playoff contender no matter what. So I think for sure just having Luka Doncic on the team gives them a chance to be very, very good going into the next season, and he has almost single-handedly carried them past the Clippers in back-to-back years. He has now been into back-to-back years, where one time in the bubble and then one time in the normal playoffs, where he got to Game 7 against the Los Angeles Clippers and he lost that Game 7. But I mean, Luka has played great in the playoffs. Even though he's only been in the first round, he has still played very, very good, and I'm sure he'll make the second round extremely soon, especially if he can get some real help around him. Now, my second reason is going to be that they should be able to hit the ground running, meaning that they're pretty much running it back with the same team they had last season, and that same team, by the way, was able to take the Los Angeles Clippers to a Game 7. So we know this roster is capable of competing with some of the best teams in the entire NBA, even in a 7-game series like the playoffs, in a playoff environment. So we already know this roster is capable of playing at a very, very high level for multiple games. So we know this roster is a very, very solid one, and they're pretty much running it back, as they only offseason moves they really made. It was they traded away Josh Richardson and they added Frank Ntilikina. Now, they did get another head coach in Jason Kidd, which I do not fully agree with, but I do think Dallas's old head coach was a little too old school and they did need a change. So although I'm not too high on Jason Kidd, I do think still that the team should be able to perform very well. They still have very high chemistry. All the players have played together pretty much, at least all the core main ones. They're going to have very high chemistry, and they're going to be able to start off the season playing at a very high level, and hopefully that results in them winning a lot of games in the beginning of the year that help them get a higher seed, so they don't have to play one of those elite teams in the first round and they are able to advance. But like I said, they're running it back. Their chemistry will be one of the highest in the NBA, because they're pretty much running it back with the exact same team as they did for last season, really the last 2 seasons. If you think about it, they're running it back pretty much. So I do think for sure this team is going to be able to start off the season very, very well, and they're going to be able to play at a very high level from the first game of the NBA season. And I do think that they're still going to be able to have potential to beat the best teams in the NBA, even in a playoff environment. Now, my third reason for this video is going to be the resurgence of Kristaps Porzingis. Now, although this one might not happen, I would not be shocked at all if Kristaps does come back and start finding his old form once again, because if the old Kristaps Porzingis does come back, it is going to happen this season. He is now 2 years removed from that bad injury, and this is usually when, if a player is going to return back to their old form and their prime self, this is when it's going to happen, because it has happened before where a bad injury happens and then boom, he goes from being an all-star to just a above average starter, but then 2 years removed, he becomes going back to what he used to be. So I do think Kristaps is going to play better this year, but now if he's going to be back to what he used to be, I don't know about that, but if he can get back to what he used to be, or at least at an all-star level, that will make them a legit dark horse contending team. As a prime Kristaps Porzingis is an absolute bucket. He can give you around 20-25 points a game while blocking 3 shots and grabbing 11 rebounds. Like, prime Kristaps is very, very good. Now, the one they have right now is more of a 15-8-1 type of guy, which is still alright, but far cry from what he used to be. But if he can get back to the agile type of guy he once was as a 7'1" guy, that will make him very, very good and extremely valuable to this Dallas Mavericks team. And I do think a prime Kristaps and a just Luka Doncic is good enough to make a team a contending level team. And then you also add the other role players they have, like Reggie Bullock, Maxi Kleber, Frank Ntilikina, Tim Hardaway Jr., Jalen Brunson, and all those players like that. I do think for sure that this team could be a dark horse contender if Kristaps Porzingis can come back and play like he used to be able to play. But unfortunately, guys, that's me for this video. So comment below, do you agree with me? Do you think the Dallas Mavericks could be good next season? On your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you did like the video point, hit the like button and subscribe button. It mean the absolute world to me. And I hope you had a blessed day. So you need to have a blessed day. See you in the next video. Goodbye. And all glory to God. I forgot to say it, but yeah.